Good morning, Aaron. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Grand Rising. Good to see you on this beautiful Friday.
Good to see you too. Good morning to all of our guests who are watching. We're here again talking about self discovery being the foundation for ultimate wellness. And today we're focusing on belief or our belief system and how that shape our discovery, if you may, our journey of self-discovery, and and how it creates havoc if we are not having the right belief system about ourselves. Um, Over to Aaron. He's gonna take it out
Yeah,
from here.
yeah, this is amazing, amazing topic. Again, welcome everyone. Glad that you can join us on this incredible journey of self-discovery, and we'll be talking about belief today. And belief is so important, and it's such a great place to start, because it plays a great role in our life, and it's something that grows on us unconsciously. But before we go there, we can define it, and there's many ways we can define belief, right, Sandra? And some of the things that's probably documented about belief is that it's a statement that we accept as true, or something that exists, right? It's something um, that is firmly held, an opinion or a conviction. And like I said, a lot of that sometimes it happens on a subconscious level. Would you agree to that, Sandra?
100%. I do agree.
Yes,
Yeah, we're
yes, yes.
always formulating things in our mind that is true or not true, and they
Ex-
become our belief system or
exactly.
what we hold dear to our hearts.
Ex-
Yes,
Exactly. And I
yes.
think we're subjected to different types of suggestions, right? There's auto suggestions, and those are the things that we say to ourselves repeatedly internally. And then
Hmm.
there's what's called hetero suggestions. These are suggestions that are made by others. And if we don't have a strong constitution, and especially early in life, somebody can say something to us, and that thing will play into our head over and over again. And as we come to know the subconscious mind, right, is the place where we settle all those thoughts. And the
Yeah,
subconscious mind doesn't think. It just goes based on whatever we tell it or whatever we impress upon it over and over again, right? So we have to become aware of what's going on internally, because that's helping to
yes,
shape
yes,
our belief,
yes, yes,
right?
yes. So, definitely. So that belief, that whole belief system could be a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we could have a great belief system, or we could have a defective belief
Right.
system because somebody had once said something that we
Hmm.
take as law, and we carry it on throughout our lives, and this is why we become unwell because that thing, physiologically, is causing us discomfort, and we
Definitely.
don't know it's that word that was spoken over us, or that thing that was said to us, that is causing the discomfort, and that it shows up. It's funny that it shows up sometimes in physical pain because,
Definitely.
for example, it could have crushed our self-esteem so bad
Hmm.
that our self-worth
Hmm.
is diminished, which causes pain. It hurts to get dressed, it hurts to leave the home, it hurts to be around other people because you don't feel good about yourself, and that could
Absolutely.
just be a word that was said, Aaron.
Hmm.
um, I
Absolutely.
have, I know you have. I'm going to let you share, but because we're here, I'm going to share a little bit
Yes.
about something that was said to me when I was 6 years old. I was told in my village, I was told a lot by more than one, many people, that I was
Hmm.
black. I was
Hmm.
pointed out that you're black and you're ugly, and I
Hmm.
actually believed that I was black and I was ugly. And ugly
Hmm.
is not a nice thing. So as a kid, you know what that means, right?
Right.
And even though you can't articulate the what the opposite of ugly is, you kind of know that also. And I remember going to school, going to grade school. We call it primary school. The first day, and I was a poor kid. I didn't have much. I went to school the first day. I didn't have shoes. So think about that. So I know I was different than everybody or most children. Walk into the classroom and you kind of know you're different because the way you're dressed, the way you look, just the way you look. You're not well kept. You're not put together. And I actually know that. And the teacher was a beautiful, I said, quote, beautiful, very tall, light skinned lady. Her name was Miss Brown. And I never forget that morning. I was about 6 years old, and I went in the class, and I guess she understood that I was different, and
Mhm.
she came over to me, and she said hi, and I said hi, and shyly, I think maybe shyly smile, and then she said to me, "You're so beautiful."
Wow.
And then she said, "And that smile is so beautiful." And I remember in that moment I froze, but something wake up inside of me, and I'm like, I believed her though, because she's the
Nice.
teacher. She's like God back then. You kind of worship your teacher, right? And she
Oh
said,
boy.
"I am beautiful." She was the first person that said that to me. Her name was Miss
Nice.
Brown. And I
Nice.
never
Nice.
forget that. And from that day until today, I believe that first belief system that I hold, that I was ugly, was smashed. And
Nice.
I wake up that from that interaction with Miss Brown feeling beautiful. And I never
Nice.
let it go because my teacher
Wonderful.
said I
Yeah.
was beautiful. And until today, I feel beautiful. So
Nice.
that's just to show you how, if somebody didn't come and rebuttal that, I probably would have
Yes.
held that to date. I probably would have held that belief system that, Sandra, you're an ugly girl. You're a black girl, of course. That's obvious. But
Yeah.
you're ugly girl. Now I know that I'm black and I'm beautiful.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Oh,
What
oh,
is your story? What is your story? And
you know,
if
hold on before I get to my stuff. I mean, as you're speaking, all these things keep coming into my head, and you
yes,
hit it right on the button, right? There has to be a rebuttal. Like whenever somebody says something to us, right? We cannot just take it in. And we are going to take it in because it's going to affect us at a certain
yes,
level. And we're going to replay it in our mind. And that's not what we want to do. But I know unconsciously we do that. But the rebuttal, the rebuttal is where the power is, right? You found
yes,
somebody that poured into you, you're beautiful, you're a great person, yada, yada, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like the light was shone in this darkness, and you
yes,
gravitated
yes,
towards the light because that's the
yes.
power, so I love that. I love that. um the rebuttal. My earliest recollection of where I had to tap into belief unconsciously, and again, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? But I remember being a young person, I was in say the seventh grade, and we had an assembly at school. It was
Mhm.
athlete of the year was given out, and after the assembly, about five of us were outside, and one of the guys, John, he named everybody who's going to win athlete of the year award of the upcoming year, and he named the first, second, and the third, and he didn't call my name. you know at that point, I was a one sport wonder. I only did track, and I was the best, fastest runner in the school at the time, but
Right,
nobody ever thought that I had a chance of winning any of the awards, and they didn't believe in me, but I was kind of, you know disappointed that they didn't call me, because I mean, I believed
right,
in myself at that point in time, but others didn't believe in me. So I I walked away from that, and within myself I had to figure out, okay, how am I going to prove these guys wrong? How am I going to right? How am I going to overcome their lack of belief in me when I know that I can do this? But I had to demonstrate that, and one of the ways I did it subconsciously was every night before I went to bed, I would visualize myself playing the five sports that school offered in order to become athlete of the year. And every
Right.
night before I went to bed, I would visualize myself as clear as day, playing soccer, playing basketball, playing running track, doing cross country, and whatever the fifth volleyball, playing the fifth sport every night. And I didn't tell anybody I was doing this. I didn't tell
Right.
I took my wound, I walked away, but I had a plan within myself and never told anybody about it. And I did this thing day in and day out without any missing anything, and there was no external force that was acting on me. It was very disciplined, it was consistent, and I did this thing. And then went through the school year, played all the sports, yada yada yada, did well in all the sports. And
Amazing.
then yeah, and and a lot of the things I did, I never played before. Like I never played volleyball before. I wound up playing volleyball, great spiker, made the basketball team. Previous year I didn't make the basketball team, I was in the B team, so I made the basketball team, made all-star for the elementary school. We won the championship for our division. And
Look at that.
and yeah, so and then the end of the year comes. Now we go to the assembly, and we're all in the church, and we get to the point where they're announcing all the winners of the awards, right? And so they mentioned the third winner, the second winner, and after they mentioned the second winner, I just sank into my seat because the number one contender hadn't been called yet, right? The guy that
Right.
everybody thought was going to win. And
Right.
then they said there is a tie for athlete of the year. It's Aaron George and Vito Martino. And it's like I went into a different zone, Sandra. Honestly, it was like, because for a minute I was
Amazing.
disappointed that it didn't happen, and then when it happened, I became so elated. And I wish we had cameras back in those days, because so to get somebody to videotape it. but it's imprinted on my head, and it's one of the earliest memories of how I was able to impress upon my mind um, uh, the belief and how to improve in my abilities in a
Right.
particular sport, um, or even something that can extend itself to different activities or different things that you want to do. But
Yes.
it's something that we all have within us, and whether we're conscious of it or unconscious of it, we're using our mind to create our experiences, be it, like you said, negative experiences or positive experience. And I like what I like about your story is the fact that you had somebody that gave you something on that rebutted what you had as a belief foundation. I'm going to call
Yes.
it a limiting
Yes.
belief foundation
Yes.
early in life, but
Yes.
even and so that's what I think. You know, my experience proved to me that, and again, I wasn't conscious of it. It proved to me that once we can create our experiences in our mind by through repetition and discipline,
Yes.
and intention. Okay, so
Yes, 100%. We're always creating our reality, and it's so important that we believe in ourselves.
mhm,
Really, that's really knowing ourselves. We talked about last week. It's
mhm,
important to know ourselves, but
absolutely,
knowing ourselves equals believing in ourselves, because we're going to hear voices all the
yes,
time and the outside of ourselves. And what happened that um, I was talking to someone the other day, and the person said, "Oh, because I looked away," and she said, "You looked away, and that make me believe that you were not interested in what I had to say." You
mm,
see how we are always forming opinions
absolutely,
about our social environments, and
yeah,
that was not really. I looked away. I don't know. I don't remember why I looked away, but this is how she felt, and that's valid. It's valid that
right,
she felt
yeah,
this way, but a lot of times we're feeling these kind of ways because we don't really truly believe in who we are. in what we
Mm,
have to contribute, in what we have to say, in
right.
how we're maneuvering this thing called life. We don't
Yeah.
believe, we don't have a strong belief foundation. That's why we draw a lot of conclusions about what other people are saying, thinking, or doing around us.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're
So it's
constantly drawing conclusions when that
yeah.
person might not even be anywhere near what we are actually thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yes,
it's a perspective, right? It's a perspective,
yes,
and we
yes,
at some
yes,
point have to suspend the judgment because we're so
yes.
judgmental,
About
on a
ourselves first, right?
yeah, and unfortunately it's too negative, right? And that's been one of the biggest challenges for me is overcoming that negative mindset, especially early in life.
Yeah.
Could drive yourself crazy with negative thoughts, right? And one of the tools I learned is negative thought comes up, I have to repeat a positive thought affirmation at least 8 times, right,
I
to
call it
overcome that.
dump it. You got to
Is that
dump
what
it.
they
I
call
call
it?
it dump it. I put it
Yeah,
in my psychological trash can. I
right.
said, you gotta go. You gotta
Yeah,
go. And then
yeah,
I just formulate positive affirmations
yeah,
for myself, because
yeah.
we all struggle with
Oh,
negative thoughts. Oh, they come
definitely,
at us every day. So it's
definitely,
it's constant work. it's
definitely.
it's it's not just, oh, I've arrived. It's
No, it's a
daily
daily work.
working on dumping it, just like how you dump out your garbage in your
Yeah,
kitchen
yeah,
every day.
absolutely,
You got to
absolutely.
dump out garbage from your mind every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yes,
Conscious. You have to be conscious, intentional, until it becomes automatic, right? And
yes,
it's gonna be a little awkward in the beginning. You're gonna slip. I know I slipped many times, but don't beat up ourselves, right? We just get up. The great thing is that we have the awareness now, and we know
yes,
what we
yes,
need to do to help ourselves. And 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year from now, right? The growth is going to be totally incredible once you get onto that awareness that you can change and you can create how you experience life, right? Through your thoughts
yes,
and being
yes.
positive, being constructively positive, right?
And Aaron, some
Suspending
people
judgment.
some people may say, it's easy for you to say that. Be be positive, because we hear
Mm,
that. It's almost like it's a cliche. I'm just gonna
mm,
be positive. I'm just gonna be positive. But we know that being positive is not easy for
no,
some people. So what can we tell our listeners about positivity? Is not, I'm going to let you take this,
yeah,
about being positive, because a lot of people think that we're over here trying to say that, oh, we don't have any problems, because
no,
how can I be positive when my life is not going well, when I just
yeah,
have a breakup, when I can't
yeah.
pay my bills, when I don't have a job? What's there to be positive about?
You're
What does
absolutely
it
right.
mean to you to be positive?
It's a great question, Sandra, and like I said, it's a process. We're not perfect, but we have to realize that our thoughts is energy, and it's a creative form of energy, right?
Hmm.
We're not victims in this life. We play a role in our experiences, and we
Yes.
experience it through our thoughts. Yes, we're going to have good things happen to us. We're going to have not so good things happen to us, but at the end of the day, right, it's we have a power to choose, right? How to respond to these things. And we're human. We're going to cry. We're going to be upset. We're going to, have ups and downs. But at the end of the day, we have to come to the realization that I am in control. I'm controlling the wheel here. I'm driving this bus. All right. So I'm going to feel what I have to feel. But the time's going to come where I have to take control of the wheels. And a good way of doing that is by having that positive self talk, by saying, and, telling yourself, hey, this too shall pass. You might have little affirmations, lines that you could help to change your perspective and to rise
Yeah.
above it, to
Yes.
detach from the. Imagine if we were to go through life and we were just to get attached to every experience that happens. That's just going to demoralize. It's going to depress us, right? So at some point we have to learn to step aside, just look at the situation objectively, and and just okay, so now what? This has happened. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? And ask yourself these questions. And when we start to ask the questions, and it helps us to just create a way out, right? And
Yes,
and as,
yes,
by a way out, I mean to say is that to maintain my calm, leveled, clear-headed state of mind that I can
yes,
handle life
yes,
situations. Early in
yes,
life, we go up and down. We're so emotional because we don't have an understanding yet of the role that we're
mhm,
playing in our experiences. But once we get there, to know that it's our thoughts, it's my thinking, it's my perspective, right, that has the most
yes,
power in this situation, right? Once we get there, that's where our freedom is, right?
yes,
Freedom is
yes,
knowing that we have the power. Things are going to come, but I have the final say, right?
yes,
And I
yes,
can control that by how I'm thinking, how I'm looking at the situation. Is it
hmm,
the end or is it a new beginning? What
yeah,
good can I take out of this?
yes.
And it requires
Happiness,
work. It requires
yes, it
work, right?
does.
It's not.
It does. It does. Happiness is, for me, is a temporary thing. Happiness, it floats. It's like
Mm,
floating. Oh, I'm
hmm
happy, not so happy. I'm happy, I'm not so happy. So for me, happiness is constantly floating. But what I have cultivated and what I've held on to over these many, many, many years that I know
hmm
it works is joy. And
mm,
what's the difference with happiness and joy? Happiness happiness is a burst, like when somebody gifts you something or somebody
mm,
says something beautiful to you or you feel
hmm
happy in that moment. But
Yeah.
joy for me is eternal. And I would say
hmm
eternal because it's going to stay with me. It's not going nowhere. I will not let it go. So
Right. Right.
joy for me is I don't care what storm is blowing. I don't
hmm
care what hell is loose out here.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
I have a sense of peace within.
No,
And you know
that's
what,
it.
Aaron? That is even harder work because it was
Yes.
hard work to develop this. I call it a muscle. So
Yeah.
I developed this muscle to no matter what is happening around me because I can't change it. I can't change some of the things that are going to happen around me. Some things I have some control, some things I don't. But when
Yeah.
it do, I still hold joy.
Nice.
So people ask me all the time, how do you stay? I'm not saying I don't get frustrated or I don't get mad or all of that. All these things are emotions that we all
Yeah.
exhibit every now and
hmm
then. But,
hmm
but there is still that sense of peace that I know that this
Right.
too shall pass. So
Nice.
if I don't have a job,
Yes.
this too shall pass.
Yeah.
If I'm
Absolutely.
ill, this too shall pass. I never believed that it was my end, if you
Yeah.
may,
Nice.
because
Nice.
of that joy that's inside is telling me that, hey, Sandra, you got
Yes.
this. Hey,
Nice.
Sandra, you got this. And Aaron, I would be amiss if I didn't mention my belief system where that ties. So
Mm,
I believe in God. I believe in the source. I believe in the root that
hmm
we are created from source, which is
hmm
God. And that
hmm
source
hmm
created me and have me
Mm,
in the palm, we say the palm of his hands. I don't
right.
know if he has hands, but
Right.
however he got me, I know he got me. So with
Nice.
that, I can bubble inside with joy. And my
No.
face may look a little bit off, but inside I have joy.
Right.
So I want to tell our listeners, if you're seeking for happiness, that's
hmm
not going to last. Seek for joy because
Mm,
joy is everlasting. So and we can think about happiness like this. A person that is a millionaire, you
hmm
would think they're happy, right? Because they have so much money. Oh
hmm
wow. And
hmm
I may have my little 5,000 and they have millions, right? And
hmm
so if we're going to draw happiness, if we're going to talk about happiness, then we would think these people are happy. But these
hmm
people a lot of these people are very, very sad,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Because they haven't gained that wisdom that say happiness is so temporal. I'm going to seek for something greater. I
Nice.
want more success than money. I want joy.
Nice.
I want joy. And if I be so bold to say, Aaron, I got joy.
Wonderful. That's
I
amazing.
got joy. I got joy. So my
Uh,
belief system now is based on the joy that bubbles inside of me. So no matter what you tell me, if you tell me
yeah,
I can't do it, and I
yeah,
believe I can do it, I can do
yeah.
it. Yes. Yes, Aaron.
Wonderful. You,
So
you know,
yeah.
you know, it's very common to go through life and
I think you might have froze there. So I'm gonna just keep talking until you come back. I think you froze. Yes. So many of us hold belief system that are not aligning with where we
okay,
want to
yeah.
go. Yeah.
So
I think you froze there, Aaron, for a
I,
minute.
yeah,
So
I'm back now. I'm back now. So
yes.
what I was saying is that it for me, right, early in life, it seemed like I had in my mind only the bad things that had happened in my life because they were
Right.
weighing heavily on me. And there's so many different things, but they just weighed heavily on me. They contributed to my negative mindset, my negative self image, my lack of belief in myself, and just even the way I lived, shy and not afraid to speak in public, and et cetera, et cetera. And that was a state of unhappiness. And it wasn't until I became aware of how I was living, because I
Yeah.
had some situations in my life and I thought, man, why is God punishing me? I'm a good person. Why is God punishing me? But then in my education, my self education, I learned that God wasn't punishing you, man. it
Right.
was it was you and how you're using your mind,
Yes.
what you're allowing to resonate deep within you, what you're allowing to get deposited into your subconscious mind. And it wasn't until I got to that point that I had to unlearn a couple of things and to
Yes.
relearn, about how to create belief within myself and how to get to peace, a point where I am at peace, where things can happen, but my peace doesn't waver. The knowing who I am doesn't waver. Belief in
Right.
myself doesn't waver because of somebody cut me off on the highway, or you know or something crazy happened and I lose all kind of balance, right? So, and letting go of shame, letting go of guilt, letting go of pain, right, can lead you to that place of peace. You empty that vessel and just fill that vessel
And
with
how does one let
positive.
go? And how does one let go of this pain or this grief? Because
Wonderful,
I know a lot
wonderful,
of people struggle
wonderful question.
to let go of these things
Yes,
that are constantly happening to us.
yeah,
Sometimes a person may say, "I'm such a good person. Why is
yeah,
this happening to me?"
right. So I came across experiential education.
Right.
Experiential education. I think it's one of the greatest things that's happened to me in my own personal development. And I've attended, workshops, and we even incorporated in our coaching practice, of uh, going into your mind's eye, and visiting a particular situation
Yes.
and experiencing it, doing a before and after, and just once and and how I look at it, just dealing with it once and for all. The biggest hurt, just get into your mind's eye, create the situation, right, and just give it everything you want to give. You have to cry, you have to
Right.
yell,
Right.
you have to scream, you have to whatever, whatever, whatever. And when I did those for a couple of scenarios in my life, and Sandra, and it brought me such incredible relief, because now I no longer have to carry this thing around with me that was
Right.
taking
Right. Right.
so much of
Right.
my energy unconsciously, right? So we can't change anything until we become conscious of it, and we have to be able to put things aside, like any guilt or shame or things you're afraid of talking about. Those things are
Mhm.
going to, they were controlling me unconsciously, but it wasn't until I dealt with
They create prisons, right?
that.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
call them, if you can't talk about it, then
yeah,
it's holding you hostage.
right,
If
right,
you're ashamed of it, then it's
yeah,
really your prison
right,
because it keeps you in this it keeps you in hiding.
Yeah.
So you're
Exactly.
telling yourself all the time. So every space you occupy, you're hiding.
Yeah.
So you can't be your true self because you're
Right.
constantly in hiding.
Yeah.
Have you ever been around those kinds of people because they have not yet released what it is, or
Mm.
sometimes it's something that they may have done, or something that may have been done to them, maybe not even
Mm.
their fault,
Right.
but they feel like if everybody knows about this, they're not gonna like me.
Right.
So they constantly live in this prison, I call it,
Yeah.
hiding from that thing. But the
Yes.
irony of it is that thing is inside of you, so you can't really hide from it. It is the thing that is keeping you unwell. It is the thing that is causing you pain. It is the
Yeah.
thing that is causing you depression and
Mm-hmm.
anxiety and
Mm-hmm.
all the other nuances that we face every
Mm-hmm.
day. And sometimes that back pain, or that leg pain, or that head pain, because
Yeah.
I was there. I had issues that was eating on the inside of me, that was
Mm-hmm.
causing me physiological pain. I was having pain. I was having head pain. I was having back
Mm-hmm.
pain. And
Mm-hmm.
not until I dealt with those issues, I had a
Right.
release in my physical body. And another word of a lie. It is true, people. If
Wonderful.
you're
Wonderful.
holding on to garbage inside of you, if you're holding
Yes.
on to trauma, if you're
Yeah.
holding on to hate and malice,
Yeah.
it will cause you pain. So we're
Absolutely.
talking about, what do you believe? What is your belief system? Is your belief system made up of truth, honesty, integrity, beauty, forgiveness, creativeness? Is your If your belief system is made up of beautiful things, I promise you, you will have a beautiful life. You will
Yeah. And
have a beautiful life, no matter what's going on around you.
absolutely. But awareness changes things. It's when we become aware of, um, how we're living and how we're experiencing life.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
that's when we are able to make some changes, unlearn and relearn. We have to do the work. We have to do the exercises. The take the alone time, journal. Probing questions such as what we have in our courses with our self discovery program here at Beyond. They're very helpful. They're structured questions that can help one to bring out the things that are lying deep into in our subconscious that's holding us back from living the
yes,
life we want to live and having the experience that we want to live. And um, and uh, you know examine the source of our belief, right? We're not just, again, we're not victims. We're not just things are being randomly poured into us, and then we have no filter. We accept it, right? But it's detrimental to us, right? So we have to be able to filter things, and be able to unlearn and relearn and put in, right, the information that we need to help grow us to the point where we're at peace. That was
tossing
my
what
ultimate
doesn't work,
that was my
tossing
ultimate
what
goal.
doesn't work,
When
and
I
and
started this
studying.
journey, it was about having peace, being at
Yes,
peace.
yes. That
And
is
it's
that is
when
a
you
good that is a good way to look at it. So I know we're talking to our listeners, but
Mhm,
a person must have a reason to want to change, right?
mhm. Yeah.
And your reason was, I just want to have peace in my life. It sounds simple, but it's an
Mhm.
amazing reason.
Oh man, it just opened
And
up
my
so many doors.
reason was, I just want to show up as Sandra Turgot all the time.
Nice.
I want to show up as Sandra all the time. I
That's
don't
important.
want, when I turn my back, you say, what was that? What who was that? I want you to know that this is me.
Right.
Whether my your back is turned to me or you're in my presence, this is me. And this is what, and I work on that.
Hmm.
I can't
Nice.
say I'm 100% there yet, Aaron, but
Hmm.
because we're talking about a journey, a work
Yeah.
in progress,
Yeah.
continually doing self discovery is a journey,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
continually doing self inventory. I
Yeah.
like that. Checking
Yeah.
on yourself, because I know we're checking in others all the time. Whoa,
Right.
whoa, whoa. We're
Yeah.
constantly checking in on others, but
Yeah.
are we checking in on ourselves?
Yeah.
Are we checking in and trying to empty whatever mess or garbage we got there? Because we all got some. And we all got some things that can be tossed. Like we talked about last week, we all got some things that can be
Of course.
worked on, that can be
Of course.
developed, that can be refined. We
Mm,
all have areas in our lives that when we take self inventory, when we look in the mirror and we look in our own eyes, we can see things that, hey, I probably need to work on this in this season, right?
yes.
We all have those. So
Yep.
so we need to start with us. I
Absolutely.
I I decided to start with me a long time ago to stop
Nice.
pointing fingers because
Yep.
let's face it, we all been there where we point fingers. And I
Absolutely.
decided to stop doing that because that was not serving me. And then I decided to start pointing finger at myself and doing the work.
Yep. I heard the phrase
Right?
one time. Sandra had said that I can't change the world, but I can present the world with a changed man. Right. And
Amazing. Amazing
it
code. I can
starts with
present the
me.
world with a
It
changed
starts
man.
with me. It starts
It
with me.
starts with me.
And maybe some people might be okay, right, with who they are,
Yes.
and that's okay too, right? It's not everybody's going to be on this journey, this sense of awareness, this awakening, I'm going to call it, because early in life we are just subjected to stuff being poured in us, not knowing that we have a say, right, in what
Yes.
we
Yes.
allow to go and resonate with deep within us, because it's going to affect our experiences. But that's the
Yes.
ultimate goal, is to wake up, um, raise your consciousness, become aware of who you are and the role that you're playing in this experience, and make it a dynamic, a journey, evolving, continue growing, continue expanding, because we are unlimited in what we can become. And we want to go from limited belief to unlimited belief, and live a life of abundance in
We
every
want to
facet.
go beyond. We want to
Go
go
beyond.
beyond.
We
That's
want
what
to
we
go
call
beyond.
beyond. It's all about
Exactly.
going beyond, beyond your.
Exactly.
Aaron, my glasses is fogging up. I'm not sure why. Yeah, and I can't. I'm gonna try to do like you, no glasses and train my eyes to be better. My
Getting
eyes.
hot in there.
I know, and
Energy is
before
raising. The
going
energy is
beyond.
rising.
Before, did I show you my
Yeah.
beyond mug? I need
Yes.
to get one to you. You don't have one.
No,
We
no.
need
I
to be
think I
on
do. I
one.
have a black one from previous
Oh,
previous.
you have a
Yeah.
little, the small
Yeah.
one. So why not
Yeah.
use it, Aaron? We got to use it. Someone watched our video last week and told me that I can't use a regular mug. I got to use Beyond Mug. Thank you
I'll get
for
one.
pointing that out.
I'll
So
get
I'm
one.
having my coffee in Beyond Mug. So, Aaron, so we're going to wrap up. And I just hope that um, what we have to say reach someone,
It will.
or just I pray that whoever is listening to us, that they get something out of it. And if you did, I know there's one person watching right now, and I know I started sharing the live late. And I
Okay.
did say to our viewers that we kind of like almost newbies again because we stopped doing this for so long. So bear with us. But thank you so much for watching, and we want to invite you to go to our website, www.beyond.ca, and check out our coaching programs and check out our services and products we have there, and support. We are going to be saying this until we're blue in the face, that we need your support. That no man, we understand that we're not an island and we can't do this on our own. So we definitely need you. We need your support. We need our community and beyond. We need your support. So help us do this. So we believe that we have something to give. We're just doing our part. And I mean, I call on you to do your part also, to do whatever it is that you're called to do. Don't wait any longer. Just do it. Aaron,
Absolutely.
do you any closing
Absolutely.
remarks?
Yeah. We're here for those that are on that journey and want to go to the next level. We ourselves have gone through it. We've gone through the fire. We've gone through the darkness. We've had our dark moments where we were felt very hopeless and felt that this was the end. But we pushed through the pain. There was no no real place that we could have gone to say, hey, I'm here, help me. We did it through different readings and books and workshops and had to find our way. So we built this beyond as a place where people can come to when they are ready. There's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? We are
Yes.
teachers because from our
Yes.
own life experience, we
Yes.
now can be here for those that are ready for the information. We're not forcing it on anybody, but it's open to those that are ready, right? um,
Yes.
and we're just here on this medium to help you to find us, right? Because if I'm in my part of the world doesn't know about me, then those who are looking for the service that I offer, they won't be able to find me. So we're here for you, and we're inviting you to give us an opportunity to show you the impact the information and the services we have can have on your life if you choose to accept it. www.beyond.ca. Check us out.
And with that said, we're going to say goodbye until next week. Take care. Love
Have
you.
a great week. Bye for now.
Bye.